week after SEBI green-flagged Ola Electric's IPO, Bhavish Aggarwal, the company's chairman and managing director, tells CNBC-TV18 that the EV maker is keen to go public at the earliest possible and will list on the bourses in 2024. Now, dismissing any concerns on the valuation, Aggarwal told CNBC-TV18's Ritu Singh that the conversation with investors has been encouraging, adding that Ola is the price leader in the market and on the path to profitability, with its two-wheeler sales continuing to grow with or without the FAME subsidy. Listen into a slice of that conversation.
We actually began work on our cell program 4 years back, and you saw today the Battery Innovation Center, you saw the Gigafactory. We've been investing in this because we believe the way to build the future of EV in India is to really build the core technology in India. In the EV world, that's the lithium cell. So you need to build the lithium cell in India, and the technology as well as the manufacturing. And we have been the largest recipients of government PLI. We got 20 gigawatt-hour allocation. And we are building our factory in multiple phases. Phase 1, which you saw today, is 5 gigawatt-hour, out of which phase 1A is 1.5, which is actually, all the installation is complete. We've begun the trial production. Now, the cell production goes through multiple phases. It's a fairly complex thing to make.
Yeah, you saw today. Yeah.
You saw today. So we're being very methodical about how we go about it. The first step is the trial production, which commenced a few months back. We also, just a few days back, got our BIS certification, which is, again, a very major milestone in the evolution of using our own cell in our own vehicles. We do have a schedule of a few months, 6 to 9 months of more rigorous testing in the Gigafactory. And then sometime early next year, we will be able to see our cell in our own products.
And as you scale that further, do you already have plans to supply it to other players, maybe non-auto players as well?
Absolutely, Ritu. So I think, like I said, the cell is going to be a very important part of India's energy transition, and cell technology and the lithium cell supply chains. And since we are at the forefront of this investment and change in India, we definitely will be supplying to ourselves. And as we get towards the 5 gigawatt-hour capacity, simple math says that if one two-wheeler takes about 3 kilowatt-hour, a million takes 3 gigawatt-hour. So with 5, you can easily serve 1.5 to 2 million two-wheelers, or some four-wheelers, three-wheelers, etc. So we do plan to serve other automotive companies in India and globally, and we are in exploratory talks with a few customers.
All right, we'll wait to hear more on that. But what we recently did here is SEBI's green flag for your Ola Electric IPO. Just give us a broad sense of the timelines that you're working with, because this is one big milestone that has been crossed off.
We can't talk about the specific timelines, Ritu, but we had filed our book in December, late December, and SEBI has given us the final observations, and we are working through them. There are still a few process loops to get through over the next few weeks or months. And as we get through them, we are quite keen that the markets get to see us as soon as we get through the processes.
Which would be this year? Would be
definitely this year, but exactly when, again, it depends on the process.
You know, a lot has been said, even though it's not been publicly disclosed yet, about the kind of valuation that you're seeking in this IPO. Now, reports suggest it could be, anywhere between $7 to $10 billion. I just wanted to get a sense of how you see this. What the feedback from investors has been like so far.
We've had very good conversations with the investors across the board. Our conversations are not about the valuation per se. It's about the business we are building, the kind of scale. And, these are all public data. If you see how we've grown in our monthly sales over the last 12 to 24 months, it shows how India is adopting EVs so quickly. And the Vahan portal tells you our monthly numbers. Yes. So I wouldn't want to comment on valuation, but our interactions with investors has been very encouraging.
Well, I'll get to the Vahan portal numbers in just a bit, but the other thing, that assumes importance as a company goes public is profitability, or at least a path to it. Yeah. We didn't get much of a picture in your DRHP because, of course, in your risk statement you said there's no visibility on when that may happen. If you could give us a broad sense of how soon you see that, given the kind of volumes you've been clocking, more than 3 lakh sales in the last fiscal.
In our DRHP, you had numbers till June, and over the last 2 to 3 years, you could have seen our gross margins were improving as our scale was improving. All of this is from the book. And since June till now, it's been about a year. And again, with Vahan numbers, you can see how our top line has grown. And manufacturing is all about growing top line, and your input costs don't linearly increase with the top line. The manufacturing factory is the same. etc., etc. So a lot of the costs remain linearly growing, whereas the top line grows very
So
differently.
would you be able to put a timeline to when the company would be profitable?
No, I don't want to put a timeline to it. I can't do that. But like I said, our growth is allowing us to improve bottom line, like all manufacturing entities end up happening. And so far, we've not even brought our own cell into our vehicle, which is one of the core anchor initiatives to really improve cost in the EV, which will happen, like I said, early next year.
Talking about your sales in a world without FAME subsidies, do you see this number slowing down? And, a lot of people have also been questioning whether the steep discounts that Ola has been offering, whether that has helped propel the kind of numbers that we've seen in the past year, significantly higher than the past years.
See, if you see the FAME, I'll answer your questions in two parts. First, the subsidy and then the discounts. If you see the FAME subsidies, they've already come down from, I think, 60,000 rupees a vehicle to 10,000 rupees a vehicle, thereabouts. And the industry has grown. So I think the industry is at a stage where pretty much it's not as dependent on the FAME subsidies. And the government has been very clear that they'll taper down FAME over the next few quarters or so. And we've been in line with that government direction. And we have been focused on building our own supply chain manufacturing technology strength. What you saw today, our vertically integrated manufacturing capacity and the large-scale manufacturing capacity, as well as a lot more internal development of technology versus relying on external suppliers. That helps us keep our costs down. I can't put a number on that right now, but as you can imagine, doing more things in-house keeps your costs down, improves your margins. And that helps us be the price leaders in the market. And also, a lot of the reason we are able to build market share and build volumes is the kind of manufacturing scale and the technology depth that we've built.
Earlier when you were speaking, you spoke a lot about talent and the importance of retaining good talent. But, from your DRHP again, attrition numbers have been quite high in, late 40s. Now, what are you doing to help retain better talent? Because there's been churn even at the top level in the organization.
So you're right. In DRHP, we had a certain number in the 40-odd%. Now, it's important for your viewers to understand that our business model is a vertically integrated business model. On both the back end, which means the manufacturing, etc. We do a lot more component manufacturing ourselves, as well as the front end, where we have a direct-to-customer sales and service model. We don't do dealerships. So a lot of the people in sales, we have almost 800-900 stores across the country in small towns and villages, etc. We have service centers of our own. So all of those people also form part of our organization in some way. So a lot of the talent you would presume in the junior levels or the field levels.
So you're not concerned about it?
Our focus is to build world-class talent, and in R&D, in corporate functions, leadership functions, we have very strong talent which continues to grow with us. Many people have been with us for years and years. So yeah.
Well, since we're running out of time, you've said this before, and it's quite interesting, that Tesla for the West, Ola for the rest. So what next after your two-wheeler? You've already shown us the prototype for your motorcycles. When will we see the four-wheeler?
We're focused on the two-wheeler, Ritu. Scooters already has given us such a strong growth over the last 2 years. And last year, we expanded our portfolio of scooters from the S1 Pro to multiple S1 platform scooters, to go from, let's say, a very premium product like the S1 Pro to a S1X at the entry level. Now we're working on the motorbikes. Like you said, we showed you motorbikes 15th August last year. Those were early concepts, and we've been working on the R&D of those things. So through next year, you will see us launch some motorbikes. And I do hope that the consumers love them.
That's the big one the street is awaiting in terms of listing the Ola Electric. Get into a break. On the other side, we'll get you a quick weather update. Manisha will be joining in.